Okay, we are at Hubbard Park in Meriden, Connecticut. We'll start the Castle Craig Trail. So, a little parking lot here. There's other parking lots, but this is a parking lot kind of specific for the trailhead. And then right over here is the map of all the trails here. And then we're going to do the specific one, East Peak Castle Craig, 3.9 moderate trail. And that starts our trail there. And we'll check back in a little bit. Okay, we're about a half mile in. It's not the most picturesque thing in the world, but I always thought it was cool. Never lived in an area that had these, so it crosses over the highway. But up to this point, it's very easy path to go through. Once we cross here, the ascent starts going up that way. Alright, so I'll let you know how that is in a little bit. Alright, not too far from where I left off. Breathing heavy though. But coming across this little bridge here, another thing I thought was always pretty cool. And see it going down there. You can still see the road that way. Very nice. Very secluded. Not many people on the trail right now. Onward and upward. Alright, didn't do any studying on this trail at all. So coming by not too long after the bridge I just showed was this little structure. Not really sure what this is. Don't know if it's remnants of an old fireplace from a house. I would say not. I would say it's something somebody built here afterwards. But let me know in the comments if anybody knows what this is. Okay, this spot got me confused too. Good if I kind of read the directions and understood them. But here the trail goes up to the road, which I was just so excited to get to the top of this. I didn't really pay attention to the split here. And I got up there and I was a little lost. And I realized the trail comes this way. It's definitely not as worn as the trail the other way. So it's very easy to kind of miss. But then I can see it heading up that way. Okay, here it opens up. See a nice opening. This is awesome. That's why I love to hike. Love to get up to the top and see these type of views. Just absolutely gorgeous on an absolutely gorgeous day. Definitely worth coming up here and seeing something like this. It's beautiful. Another awesome vantage point here. There's a lot of really cool rocks over in this area to be able to climb up on and see the nice view you got here. Something I thought was cool here is zoom in there. That is the water that I showed at the very beginning of the hike. So that's our view here. Nice spot just to hang out. Nice big rock I'm on. I think I'm gonna have lunch up at the castle. This would actually be a great spot. Maybe I will do it now that I think about it. Sit here and just have lunch. Alright, so here's the castle. Not far from, I didn't realize how close I was to it when I said I think I'm going to eat lunch here, which is where I did eat lunch. It's very peaceful, nobody was there. Get here, you're going to have some people, even on a very slow day like today.
Yeah, the sign's right there.
Around the castle here. water I had talked about before right there. Zoom in on it a little bit. See it. So that's Hubbard Park. Views. People here. Walk up it. There's already some other people. Kind of walked up a second ago. Ooh. Not getting through this way. Looks like I gotta go around because I got a backpack on. I'm not gonna fit the way I was going in. That's where I just entered.
No. Hey guys.
And almost to the top.
অক্টোবরের 29 তারিখ 1900 সালে ওয়াল্টার হাবার্ড খাবারটি গিফট করেন মেরিন আমাদের জন্য।
At the top, it's kind of sectioned off here. And there's people over in the other section. So I went to this side. The other side of the castle. This way. So that's the hike up. See if I make any clips on the way down. I am going to go down a different way than I came up. But highly recommend this. Nice, relaxing. You know, it's tough at times. Just take your time if you want. But overall, it's a great hike. Alright, so as I said, I took a different way down. So I went down the orange section, which is the way I came up when I went with my wife. And then when we got to the bottom, the orange ended, and I was back on the white, which I had been on at the very beginning of this. And instead, I took a left, which continued me on the white loop. If I took a right, kind of would have gotten back to the way I came. So this is a new scene here that I hadn't seen before. So this is kind of cool. In here, this fixture, don't really know what to use it for. Kind of in the middle of nowhere, I guess picnics and stuff, but there's no picnic tables here. So you have to bring your own tables up. Or just chairs, I guess. So a neat spot. This just keeps getting better. So just after I passed that last fixture, I started continuing on the white trail, and I realized quickly on my Samsung hiking app that I was going in opposite direction of getting back to my starting point. But I noticed those white trails, what I started on, and it will loop back around. And I noticed that it went by some water. So I was like, what the heck? I'll go for a little longer hike than I planned because I want to see the water, and well worth it. It's beautiful. Again, nobody's here. Just very peaceful. Nice place to just hang out, relax, meditate on your thoughts for a while. Alright, back at the start. I did a total of 3.88 miles. Had a great day. Met some people on the trail, and now I have to bike home. It is an electric bike, so that shouldn't be that bad, but the battery is running low, so hopefully I don't have to do too much more work because I am a little tired. But definitely a hike to do. a lot of neat things to see, especially if you live locally. It's not that challenging of a hike, and nice scenery. Let me know what you guys think.